another Learn with Gwen. So I had asked you all what you wanted to learn, and this video is going to be about spot sniping. So I know there was another couple of topics that I'll go over. As I have time, I will try to get those out there, but for the sake of time in my videos, it's easier to cover just one topic, and also for the sake of labeling the videos to find them later, it's easier to cover one topic per video. So I'm going to cover spot sniping right now, especially since we kind of are in that sort of phase of trying to get seats or racing for some seats, and trying to also get into those primary spots for the sake of bombing as well. So this will help to be able to take those seats, especially for some. If you have your own alts that are holding spots around seats that you might want and then moving yourself into it, I guarantee you at this level of the game, our opponents are using auto clickers just like this. And so you really want to be the fastest thumb in the West to be able to get to your seat. So that's really what the auto clicker does, is it just helps to take some of the human error out of that. Also, moving or taking seats or sniping those spots from our opponent. So when they are trying to move themselves in, you can potentially be the person to steal that spot from them and prevent them from getting into that primary position. So it goes both ways, just like our opponents are going to probably try to have their auto clickers on ours while we're trying to move. We can do the same to them to be able to try to stop them from getting into those primary spots. So right now you'll see I have two of my instances open. One is my my Floki Keep, or I call it Crackers right now, which is just an alt that I have out there that is dumb. So if you find it and you want to hit it, go for it because there's nothing in it. But anyways, the other one I have open is my keep, my Boudica keep over here. So as I open this up here, you can see I'm in different places on the map. And so I want to move my Boudica keep to right here where Crackers is sitting. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to go ahead and get my auto clicker open. Okay. Now this is where we utilize the single target mode. All right. Now, another trick is you can download this auto clicker app on your phone. So if you have your keep open on your phone and you're trying to take that spot, right? So this is your main keep. You want to get into where somebody is holding a spot. You can open it up on your phone. Maybe you're in VC with someone. You line yourself up with the auto clicker on your phone and get it going so that the other person can just go ahead and click away when they're ready. And you don't have to do any sort of countdown to be ready or anything like that. It's just like, set yourself up, they click, and you immediately then take that spot when it's ready. So that helps, again, eliminate some human error. Or if you're by yourself and you then are just trying to move these between two of your own keeps, the PC works great with the BlueStacks and auto clicker. So I have my auto clicker single target mode, and you'll notice it's just one. I don't have those other options on the side to be able to add anything else as far as sliders or additional clicks, because this is single target mode. So it's just one click that's just going to keep clicking in the same spot until I tell it to stop. Now, as far as the seconds, I can change the seconds. Now, it does tell you that time below 40 milliseconds can freeze your device. Also, keep in mind what the speed of what your device is able to handle right now. I have two instances running on my BlueStacks. My PC is not the best. I do need to upgrade my PC. But also, BlueStacks takes a lot of computing power. Just for one instance alone, I've got two going. I did put myself on echo mode, which of course tends to throw things or slow things down a bit, as far as how well I can do things. So the more things I have going, of course, the more strain on your PC that's going to take. So obviously, having a better gaming computer is going to do you well. So if you have one of those, then great. I'm still working on upgrading mine, but I work with what I have. And so this is literally nothing more than your HP corporate special laptop that that I bought used. So it's not like it's really that great for gaming. It works for what I need, but it was really more designed for, you know, regular work of spreadsheets and things like that, internet work and whatnot. It really wasn't designed for gaming. So, like I said, my next laptop will be a gaming laptop or at least PC. So I'm going to go ahead and double check that in my milliseconds. And remember, the faster you can go, the more likely you're going to snipe that spot because, of course, if somebody else has a faster auto clicker, they could potentially take it before you. So, you know, this is just kind of one of those games where, you're trying to beat the other person that might have or might be out there. And that's assuming someone else has another auto clicker on that place that you're trying to get into. So I'm going to go ahead and change this. And now you also can choose it to stop after a number of times or a number of cycles. I'm going to just run mine indefinitely. This is especially great if you could just leave it and or set it and leave it to go. So you're trying to steal someone else's spot, just run it indefinitely. And if it's going, middle of the night, they decide to try to move their spots, and the next thing you know, you've woken up and you've stolen a seat. I have done that more times than I can count. And it's always a great feeling to wake up seeing all the excitement that you managed to steal that spot. So I'm going to go ahead and save and then go back to my keep. So now that I've got my clicker here ready to line up, next thing I need to do is to go ahead and get my keep ready to line up over top of Crackers here. So I'm going to first locate where Crackers is or find that on my map here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up and type in those chords. So I'm at 1192. And then Y is at 1162. Now I'm going to go to, so I can find Crackers on the map. And just so you know, obviously it's taking a little time for it to load all of the graphics, and that's because I have two instances going and I'm recording, so just bear with me. Obviously, again, having that better PC is going to make your life a lot better. So now I'm starting to see some of the graphics, and there's the keep. So what I want to do is I'm going to click somewhere in an empty place so that I could port, right? So just like as if I was trying to teleport somewhere, and I'm going to pull that teleport up. Now, the next step is to line my keep up over top of this Crackers keep where I want it to be. So there I am over top of Crackers. Exactly. So it's all red. My blue check mark is grayed out, right? So I can't go anywhere right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. But what I actually need to do first, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and actually click that blue check mark. And the reason is because I need to actually line up where my blue dot's going to go right here. So as you can see, if I was to click on the blue check mark, it's going to bring up this next screen. But I need to make sure that where my click is going to click secondarily, after it clicks the check, it's going to make sure that it clicks this teleport button. So I'm going to line this up. Now, I usually like to line it up right about here because if you think about where that blue check mark could be, this is kind of that best place for that. And also, it just ensures by putting it in this spot right here, I find that I avoid some migrating when I'm clicking. You'll see that sometimes with when it's clicking. So for example, if I was to just click right here, right, it might sometimes migrate, which, it's kind of doing right now, and that's mostly because it's not lined up with anything. So I'm going to go ahead and first go ahead and pull up my teleport again. And now that I have my gray check mark, I'm going to go ahead and line myself up over top of Crackers. But here's the thing. I need to line myself up to where that gray check mark happens to fall right where this click is. I can't move this spot because I know that's where the teleport button is going to be. So I'm going to have to actually get this moved in my screen so that I have this set to where that check mark is going to be clicked. I think this is good. It's just slightly off. As you can see, I'll actually be landing just kind of like the 2 squares below it. That's okay, I have that space. If I wanted to be precise, obviously I would need to make sure I overlap it, because if there is something here, I wouldn't be able to do that. So for the sake of being able to do this now, since I do see myself lined up on that check mark, I know what's behind that is that teleport button, which is already lined up to be able to click. So I'm going to go ahead and click my play button. By doing that, it's going to go ahead and start clicking on that check mark. So it's clicking. We don't necessarily see it, but it's there. It's clicking on that gray. And it can't do anything because, of course, the gray check, it's an inactive checkbox. So once that becomes active, then it's going to then proceed with those screens. The only time it's going to become active is if that spot all of a sudden becomes green, because there's no longer anything in the way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move Crackers. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull out a random port here for Crackers. It's taken a moment. Oh, it wants me to, I don't know why it decided to open the store, but let's see here. There we go. So I have a random port that I'm going to use for Crackers. I'm going to go ahead and open that up and use it. And you'll notice that on the right side, once Crackers ports out of the way, then my Boudica Keep is going to take the spot. And I'm going to go ahead and use that. So it's processing, and I'm going to use it. And you're going to see on the right, look at that. Immediately, as soon as Crackers was gone, right, Boudica ended up taking that spot. And you can kind of see over here on the left where Boudica's now there in that spot because Crackers is no longer there. Crackers moved away. So that is how you can spot snipe, or also get yourself into a spot that an alt might currently be holding, so that you can hopefully get there without any, without losing it, without that human error in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up here as our spot sniping instruction video for you all, and stay tuned for the next one.